in the light of the recent FTC regulations, I am here to tell you that if you are watching this video and are 13 and under, you will be given, if you're caught, you'll be given a cup of coffee and a new puppy and sent back to your parents. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd, and we're talking about the latest short treks, The Girl Who Made the Stars and Ephraim and Dot. Now, the first one is a beautifully animated piece featuring the voices of Sonequa Martin Green and her husband, who plays her father in the cartoon, Kendrick Green. This is a beautiful animation style, and what they do is they take someone that looks very much like Sonequa Martin Green and de-ages her into a younger character, where her husband is pretty much cartooned fairly accurately. So it is a very nice job with the artwork and the overall flow of it. Now, that said, the story itself deals with a reference that was made in one of the Discovery episodes and a voiceover, and it's fleshed out here. And it's based on African stories that are of how the stars came to be in the sky, and it's a nice story. It's a good bedtime story. The exposition that goes around it is adequate in order to introduce this story. Otherwise, it doesn't look really that much like Star Trek. You take a Star Trek character and tell her a story back earlier in her life, and there you have it. There's a connection there. But beyond that, it's just a nice story, and it would stand alone if you didn't know the first thing about Star Trek, or if you didn't care the first thing about Star Trek. So if you're interested in just nice animation and a nice traditional story, that might be something for you. And if you are a Star Trek follower, it's not going to hurt you to look at it. Although I really don't see where it really fits in anywhere other than it's a nice thing to do. That said, we go to the second feature, and it's only about 7 minutes long. It's the standard theatrical cartoon length, about 7.5 minutes long. Same thing with Ephraim and Dot. This particular one is also of a classic type of cartooning. I would say it's kind of the Warner Brothers style. It's a very flat-looking type of animation, but also done very smoothly. The movement is very fluid, and the characters are well drawn, but very much more cartoonish, whereas the Disney style is much more realistic to a point. This is a very much a Warner Brothers type, where it is just a characterization and a indication of attitude in the characters, which was the hallmark of Warner Brothers cartoons. At any rate, using that as kind of their inspiration, no doubt, they have a chase between a tardigrade and a maintenance drone, as this tardigrade gets trapped on board the Enterprise and looks for a place to lay her eggs. During this chase sequence, however, there is also things that are going on in the background in which you see, and it's Kirk's Enterprise. There's a scene from Khan that starts us off, and as the action goes on, you see the Enterprise pass through the Doomsday Machine and the one where they meet Lincoln, and it goes into the movies and to the Wrath of Khan and to even the search for Spock, where the ship is blown up. Now, not giving away how this affects the maintenance drone and the tardigrade, but it does. That is the where the story goes. It is mostly fan service in that all of the references that are made to the various original series stars' adventures are alluded to, or at least the high points, the ones that you might be more likely to remember than others, are touched upon here. And there are probably a number of other Easter eggs that are in the cartooned Enterprise. It's done very well, unlike the Shriver Prescott cartoons that were done in the original animated series, which this favors a little bit as far as the looks of the characters, the dimensions and the perspectives are all done properly. It's one thing that bothered me in the Prescott cartoons was that they basically had the ship go by, but the aspect didn't change, and so it looked very much like a flat picture being pulled in front of another flat picture. This is done much better. Obviously, the technology is better. They spent more time making this, no doubt. But entertaining, and it also tells you that CBS is taking full advantage of having won the suit or settled the suit over the tardigrade affair, in which there was the whole idea of a tardigrade that was more than microscopic in size was actually thought of by a video game maker, and it was stolen by CBS. But they did settle with them and then use this in order to show that they have rights to use it now, I suppose. At any rate, it's entertaining enough. It's worth of a time to look it over. And that's what we have on this one. Next time we're going to be talking about The Expanse. That'll come in just a day or so, so stay tuned to this channel. Watch for the notification if you have clicked the notification. Otherwise, do so if you have not, and subscribe to the channel. We're having a purge by YouTube of a lot of subscribers as a number of people are leaving YouTube, and it has caused us to kind of hold even. So we'd like to be able to get ahead in our subscribers. That would help the channel a lot, so we'd appreciate it if you'd do that. So until next time, don't go far.